Sorry guys, this is just, I have no idea what I'm doing. Hi everybody, it's Tanya from Tartantaz Creates here. I'm really sorry for the delay. I've got a bit caught up in technical difficulties. So I've gone back to basics and I'm just using Google Hangouts. So, hi, hello, I've got my unicorn on today. I hope everybody is having a good day, and I hope that everybody can hear me and that this is working okay. So if I can just get into my video and just check. Okay, so hopefully that's working. Give us a shout out. Oh, excellent, Mona. Thank you. Brilliant. Okay, so I think maybe I might need to get some lessons on how to actually go live on an event, because I've been trying to do it through OBS as I had picture in picture, but I'm just getting it wrong, obviously. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody who's joined me. Hi, Fancy Nancy. Hi. Nancy is one of our other Art Sherpa design teams. So it's Friday, so that means it's Fun Friday. And today I thought it would be fun to share with you a bit of a mixed media project in association with the Art Sherpa design team, because I'm going to be making ATCs. So I've been buzzing about grabbing some various different supplies. So I have got my neocolor that I received in my Art Sherpa design box. I have my washi tape that I received in the Art Sherpa design box, and I have all my other various different bits and bobs all kind of kicking about. And there we go. This is, I thought I might try and use these. Now, these weren't in the August box, but they were in a box. So let's get the housekeeping done. My name is Tanya from Tartantaz Creates, and I'm a member of the Art Sherpa design team. Now, the Art Sherpa design team is a bunch of guys. We design ATCs that go into the ATC swap on the Art Sherpa site. If you are interested in doing ATCs, now ATCs are artist trading cards. They're approximately 2.5 by 3.5 inches, this size, and it's basically swapping art. So you do a bit of art this size and you can swap. All the details will be on the Art Sherpa website. So that is the www.theartsherpa.com / ATC club. No, in fact, it's only, I'll get this right one of these days. It's actually only the /ATC. So that is the address if you are interested in joining the club. Now, the fee that is charged for the club is to cover the costs of an international stamp. Those who are able to send an international stamp within their ATC can send one for free to the Art Sherpa address. So that's the free address. So, as I said, I've got kind of caught up with technical difficulties, so I'm really, really sorry. I feel a bit out of sorts now because how I set up is not how I'm actually working, so I feel a bit fingers and thumbs at the moment, but never mind, I will get there. I thought it would be better to go live so that I can get started. I will, of course, need my bendy thing. That's the technical term, obviously, for it, the bendy thing, to put my camera in so that you guys can actually see what I am doing. I'm just going to take a moment whilst I'm not painting or covered in anything, just to see who is all in. So we've got Nancy, I've said hello to. We've got Beth. Hi, Beth. Hi there. Thank you for joining me. As I said, I'm a little bit sixes and sevens at the moment, and I sincerely apologise for that, particularly for those coming on the replay, because you're going to be like, oh, come on, what's going on? Get started. I came here to see you paint ATCs. Now, I'm going to do this ever so slightly differently, that will become apparent once I get started. So, as I said, I've got some of my stuff here. I picked up some tissue paper from the box as well. Oh, picked up some tissue paper from the box as well, because it is going to go with the theme. Now, the theme is festivals, but obviously we can interpret that in any way, shape or form. And to be fair, I got given a really cool present. That has decided not to work now. There we go. Hooray! So, as you can see, we've got a bit of an underwater theme going on. So I thought it might be fun to kind of join I've got it all over the tissue paper now. Never mind. I thought it would be fun to join the two themes together. Just take a little bit of that and chuck that away down there. And I'll get a little bit of the yellow because I'm not going to use an awful lot of it, I would imagine. And I will chuck that down there. Yeah, I thought it would be fun to join the two. So given that I've gone with a kind of underwater theme, yes, Mona, Scottish snowflakes. I thought it would be fun to kind of go with sort of blues and greens and things for the underwater and have an underwater festival. So, you know, let's use our imaginations. Let's just go with the flow and see what comes up. I'm going to open up the Pouncers. So these look rather cool. Excellent. Right. And I'll just, you guys can't see this, and it's probably just as well because I'm chucking all the rubbish down. Oh, behave, that camera. So I've got the Pouncers out, and I'm going to get the palette knives out as well. So not only, you see, it's a value for money. Not only are you getting to see ATCs being made, you are getting reviews of the Art Sherpa equipment, art supplies. Woohoo! So I have my palette knives, I have my pouncers, and I'm pretty sure if I can find them, I do actually have some holbein gouache somewhere. Of course, I've probably put it away safe. Okay, I'm going to ask a question. Is anybody else as unorganised as I am, where you think you have everything in its place and that's your go-to place to be able to pick things, and then for some reason you decide at some point that actually I'm going to put that in a bit of a safer place and that's a better place, and you put it in that place and then you completely forget where that place is? Because I kept all the gouache stuff in. I found it. I found it. Gouache. This is the holbein gouache that we got in the July. Yes, it was last month. July. Medieval. So that's the gouache. So I've got primary magenta, primary yellow, primary white, primary black, and primary cyan. So we've got decent palette. Now, I've got my trusty old, no longer used baking tray as my palette. Underneath this, which is baking parchment or baking paper, I've got some wet paper towel. We call it kitchen towel, and I have just clipped with a little clip onto the tray, and that gives me a stay wet palette. So I'm now going to swap over to the bendy thing so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. So my apologies if you get a little bit dizzy. Right, sorry if you're getting a bit dizzy, and sorry if you're feeling a bit sick with all this movement, but I will be as quick as I can. Yeah, the camera doesn't really like white, I have to say. Okay. Let me just see if I can put something up there, just to give it something to focus on. These are my stickers. These are actually available in my Redbubble shop. I've literally just got these, and it's the first thing that was handy until I can find something else, because I really don't want to have the paint going all over these stickers. But how cool are these? They're stickers. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not actually 100% sure how to stop it from autofocusing. I know how to do it when I'm recording, because it has a bit that you can, the settings that you can actually switch it off auto recording, but I don't know how to do it at this moment in time. Right, I'm going to have to find another way of getting it to there. Might work. That might work. More rubbish. Right. There we go. Hey, that works. That'll hopefully stop it from going too far in and out of the autofocus. So, right. Ah, no, it's not working. Right. There. I'll do it that way. I wonder if this will let me. No, it won't. No. Okay. I can't figure it out at this moment in time. I'm going to have to look into that for future events. Hi, Chrissy. Hi there. Thanks for joining me. Right. So I'm going to start off really quite loose. I'm going to use my roller to get some gesso onto the page. And the reason I'm going to use gesso, and you're probably thinking, why on earth have you got such a big excuse me. Why on earth have you got such a big bit of paper? Well, that is because I'm going to work large and cut it down. This is particularly handy for people who have difficulty working so small. And it's not cheating, it's just using your strengths. And today I will be asking lots of questions. So things like, what do you think I should do next, and all that jazz, because I think it's fun. And one of the things I'm going to be doing, as I said once before in my life, is Fun Fridays. And as it's Friday today, this is a Fun Friday session, but it's also the Art Sherpa. Now, hopefully this isn't going to be too loud, actually, with me doing this. And if it goes in and out of focus, I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, I wonder if that'll work. Okay, so I'm not being particularly neat with this because this is just about getting on some gesso, and we've got some texture going on here. I don't know, the camera probably won't pick it up. Oh no, it does. Can you see the texture? So today's is more about concept rather than actually using it to paint a pretty picture. So going with themes of underwater and festival. And for me, underwater festival, it kind of sort of suggests lots of bubbles, and yeah. So that's kind of sort of where I'm going with this. And of course, it's just occurred to me that this is going to be, there's going to be drying time, and I don't really have, well, I guess I could, oh, I do have it. I think my hairdryer is in this room. Let me have a look. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm so sorry, everybody, for being so disorganized. Oh, and that's the other thing. I don't know how to mute it. Right. I'm just going to see if I can mute myself. So there's going to be a bit of silence, but that's because I'm going to do a little bit of drying. Right. Now, hopefully you guys didn't hear that because the hairdryer is quite loud. Now what I'm looking for is something to attach my tissue paper. So I'm looking for my matte medium. And here it is. I'm using Golden Regular Gel Medium Matte. Okay. And I'm going to probably, yeah, I'm going to get a bit annoyed with this now. I'm really not having the best of days. Do you guys ever have days like that where nothing seems to go right? Because now my matte medium has decided, oh, there we go, I've got it, I've got it. It gets a bit gunky, and so it tends to stick if you haven't used it for a while, and I haven't used it for a while. So now you can use a palette knife to spread the matte medium about, so I think I might do that actually. So I'm not going to be particularly neat with this because I'm not actually that fussed. So I'm just going to put some in various different places. And I am going to strip up some tissue paper, and I'm going to stick it down like so. And if there's any bits that don't actually have any stickiness on it, I will just lift it up and add some. So it's as simple as that. Now this is a really good knife off the bat. I've not used this one before, but I can see that it is nice and bendy. So it is letting me turn it the other way to be able to spread things. So as you can see, it was on both sides of the palette knife there. Okay, there we go. Just pull that back just a little bit so that I can ensure that I've got it covered. There we go. Now, quite a large area over here. I think I'll do a larger bit of the blue. So how is everybody today? Has anybody started on their ATCs for festival? Oops. It's funny how I go quiet when I'm concentrating. Right, oh, I've just dropped the yellow. Oh, I'm bashing the... I quite like how it goes a little bit green when it's crossing over each other, which is one of the reasons why I was doing it. So oh wow, it is absolutely tipping it down outside. I was wondering what the noise was, and it is actually tipping it with rain outside. Now hopefully there's enough light in here because it's just gone dark all of a sudden. Now you can see I'm putting the matte medium under it and on top of it. And this is just really to give me a base to be able to paint over the top of it. Now the paper that I'm using is Langtown, and it is hot press water paper. So there we go. Now I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I could maybe add at this. Oh, I know what I could add at this point in time. Because it is wet and is quite sticky, I thought I would pop on some of the washi tape at this point. Because what I'm going to be doing is working big, and then it's going to get cut down, and I can't find the end. Oh, here it's here. I don't know, can you guys hear that rain? Right. There we go. Excellent stuff. And that means that there is no way that the washi tape is going to come off. So I'm trying not to be too pernickety about it, but equally I'd like some kind of resemblance of maybe a bit of pattern. I'm just trying to get the end of this one now. Okay. I better actually, I'm just overlapping these. I was going to say I better put the lid on my I'll get the word out in a minute. My medium before it starts to dry up. Okay, so that's that. So we'll maybe put a little bit crossing over here. There we go. And I'm thinking a long bit up over here. And then we've got this plain metallic one, which is kind of cool. And again, I'm just looking for the edge, so please bear with me. Thank you, Mona. I think all the washi tapes are pretty, but are you talking about this one? Oh, this one. Or all of them? Thank you for putting all the links for all the other Art Sherpa design team members. There's 7 of us in total, including Cinnamon herself. So we have 2 Stephanies. We have Mark. We have Ian the Off-Kilter Crafter. We have Fancy Nancy, who was in with us today. I don't know if she's still here. So, how are we doing so far? Do you think it's missing anything before I move on? As you can see, the tissue paper is quite fragile and it's kind of gotten ripped there, but that's okay because it's not a huge deal. It really isn't. So I'm going to go with the gesso again, and I'm going to just do that for no other reason other than I can. Now, as you can see, it's come up here a little bit, so I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to get my palette knife again, and that's just because there wasn't enough sticky bits. It wasn't actually stuck. There was an air pocket, and so the moment it got wet, it lifted up. So I'm just going to add some underneath and add some over the top, like that. Now, what I tend to do is I will leave things in the water, just so that it doesn't dry on the utensils. But when I've got time, I will take it out and I will give it a wipe on a cloth. So I think we could probably take this away now that we've got some colour on the paper. Hopefully it shouldn't keep hopefully it shouldn't keep doing the whole in and out thing. So, oh, that's maybe not such a good idea. I should have dried that first. Right, I'm going to put myself on mute and I'm going to dry. I will be back in a second. Just talk amongst yourselves. And I'm back. So has anybody got any questions for me? In fact, I probably should have actually had my iPad so I could have had it sat there to see the questions coming up on the screen. Oh, no problem, Gail. Thank you very much for coming in. You can multitask. It's absolutely wonderful that you're here in the first instance. Okay. So as you can see, I've obviously not done a huge I've not done that good a job of making sure that the air pockets are out of the tissue paper. So, but do you know, it's one of those things. I'll either just rub it off or I will add something else onto it. Right. So, as I said earlier on, I have no plan. So I am now just waffling until I can come up with a plan of what to do next. I'm thinking adding some, oops, wrong way, adding some holbein acrylic gouache. So I'm going to use some yellow and some blue, and I'll mix some as well and make some green. So I might as well use my Art Sherpa, oh, I keep going too far, Art Sherpa brush. So I'm going to use the bright number 4. And I've got some water at the side of me. And I'm just going to just add some marks. I have no plan, no rhyme, no reason. I'm just going with it. And you can see it's actually turning green on the yellow, which is cool. Maybe go with some yellow now. Still got picking up a bit of blue. So that's fine, not a problem. Going with some yellow, just making marks. There is no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing just now. I am literally just putting paint down. And to be fair, I'm not 100% sure whether I should have actually maybe used some of my acrylic paints rather than the gouache. But I had the gouache, so I just decided I would use it. So there we go. That's looking not too bad. Now we've got some good mark making going on there. So now I'm just going to take it off my brush, making sure that I'm thoroughly taking the water off. And I'm going to use the palette knives. Now, I've just picked up some at the end, at either end, and I'm just going to scrape and see where it goes. There we go. And I'm just going to pick up the rest of the paint. So that's looking okay. That's looking not bad at all or whatsoever. Now, I am going to get my favourite colour, which is acrylic paint from Hobbycraft. And it's pale green. And I just absolutely love this colour. And I really, really like using palette knives with it. So I'm going to try it with this bendier one. This is a really, really bendy one. I'm liking this. So let's see, what can I do with it? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. Right, I wonder if... Ooh. Here's a green gold. That's the Swedish flag. My favourite colour combo. Oh, great, Gail. Fantastic. So this is green gold by Galleria. It's more of a student paint. And I thought it might be fun to try adding some of this. It has a bit of a strange texture to it. I will show you just now. If I can, there we go. A bit of a strange texture to it. It's kind of a bit like cream cheese. It's strange, but it's fine. So I'm just going to do some mark making with this as well. This has got good coverage, this palette knife. Again, very flexible. I have palette knives here. Oh, and I have to say they are not nearly as flexible as these ones. So I'm quite liking it. But I'm just wondering if maybe I'm getting too much the muchness. So it's all starting to kind of blend into being the same. So I'm thinking about some contrasts. Or either that or I've just thought I'm going to knock this back a little bit with some white gesso. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to use the Pouncers next. I'm going to use the Pouncers. Now, I'm no idea how this is going to compare when I use these colours, because they're quite a contrast and they might clash, but it'll be interesting to see because I'm going to use these in this as well. So let's get a little bit of the gesso, if I can find the gesso. Oh, here it's here. Oh, somebody was thinking pea soup. Yes, it it does look a bit like that. Yes, the kind of thing that you would maybe find coming out of a newborn baby. That kind of thing, Mona. Okay, so let's see. And as you can see, the tissue paper is coming up just where the air bubbles were. So I'm just using my finger and just putting it down. And it's not a huge problem. It's not a huge issue, should I say. Because once the, see, it's coming off. That's fine. Once it's dry, it should be fine. Now, I'm actually tempted to put some more washi tape on, because obviously I've just covered up the washi tape. So I'm going to put some more washi tape on. There we go. So I think it's probably a good idea to let this dry. So I'm going to mute myself again. So that's the problem with doing projects like this, is that there is drying time involved. Yeah, 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 exactly, Mona. You were thinking baby poop. Yeah. So yes, Megan, this is for the festival ATC. Now, I know it doesn't look particularly festival-y at the moment, but I have taken inspiration from both the theme and the stuff that was in the Art Sherpa design team art experience box. So for me, festival is, it's really about fun and you know, color, and so I'm doing a more abstracty thing. What I'm actually doing is showing how we can kind of incorporate some of our abstracty stuff and our ideas without having to do it on a little bit. So you do it bigger and then you cut it down. It's super festive to me, but then I think I love chaos. Yes, nothing wrong with a bit of chaos, April. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you could be here. I'm just kind of giving the paper a little bit of a bend the opposite direction because it's starting to kind of warp a little bit, but that's okay. It happens. I am using 140-pound hot press watercolor paper from Langtown. So Dalla Rowney. Beth, hi Beth. So Beth is saying, I'm sitting here smiling, your phrases too much of a muchness, and all sixes and sevens are ones I grew up with here in Michigan. It's a small world. And I grew up in Scotland. I grew up in Fife, and they were phrases that we use. So sixes and sevens, fingers and thumbs, that kind of thing. So interesting that you grew up with it in Michigan as well. Megan is saying, I'm enjoying her accent. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Right, now, okay, guys, I am going to be uber chaotic and I am going to add in some colour into this. Now, I have a choice. I'm thinking kind of in the blank areas where there isn't, isn't much paint, adding a little bit of colour. The other thing, oh, excuse me, I do apologise. The other thing I was thinking is using the daubers and putting on white with the, I say daubers, with the pouncers, with these, and putting the colour on them to make bubbles. Because after all, I have some Texas snowflakes, and so I thought I'd put some Texas snowflakes on the canvas, on the paper. So as this is about you guys and joining in the fun, I'm going to ask you, would you like me to add and see what happens? Because I don't have a plan. This is about showing people that you can be chaotic and just spread things about and have a bit of fun without necessarily being too a perfectionist. I mean, you guys have seen my work. You know, I make realistic art. You know, I make fun art. Here's some of my art that I've got put onto stickers, which is actually available in my Redbubble store. They're super fun. I have got the Art Sherpa portrait, you know, and I'm just as equally excited and creative when I do this kind of work. So let's have a look. Purple. Yes, Beth, great minds think alike. I was thinking a little bit of purple would probably be really quite a good contrast, because purple really goes with mustard. So we've got some kind of yellows and greenies and kind of mustardy colours here. So I was thinking purple would be absolutely fabulous. Megan is saying, do them all. Yes. Yes. Okay. It's a shame that I didn't have it sitting up here a little bit more. If I had some of my sticky stuff, it's not tape, it's not blue tack. That's the words I was looking for. Blue tack. If I had some blue tack, I could have used some blue tack. So I'm just going to add in some colours here and there. Right. I think we've got some enough purple. We'll go a little bit of pink. See what happens. And ooh, this is a really cool colour. This is a green, but I would have said it was more a kind of sort of teal kind of green. So I'm thinking some seaweed. Oh. And as you can see, it's still a little bit wet in places, but that's okay. Right, I have no idea how this is going to show up because it's white, but I'm just putting it on anyway. And then I am going to take my brush and I'm going to wet it. Oh, there it's there. I was going to say I seem to have lost it, but I found it. I'm going to use my number 4 bright again, and I'm just going to wet the brush, and oh, how lovely is that? Definitely, definitely lovely. Oh. Okay. I'm just going over the purple for the minute because I don't want to mix it too much. There we go. And I'll maybe try some of this pink here to wet, and then I'm going to go in with some of the other colours just now. There we go. So I'm just working my way. Oh, of course, it's purple down the bottom here with pink, so it's maybe going to be a bit muddy. But that's too bad. It's not too bad. Just keep adding some water to my brush. And getting the colour to activate on the page. I'm really liking this seaweedy effect. And look how awesome it is, even over that acrylic paint. Now, I know it's not acrylic paint, but it's acrylic gouache, and it still has that acrylic feel about it. So I'm loving it. There we go. I'm really liking this. It's really looking pretty awesome. You can see the shiny whales. I'm really, really liking this. So next, what shall we do next? I think we need to use the pouncers. And I'm thinking we need to use the biggest one first. Oh, the biggest one first, and then go on to the little ones. Use washi tape, Tanya. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I love, love, love washi tape. Now, shall I replace? I'll replace some of the washi tape that's got covered up, shall I? So, oh, I will put that there. I shall put some of that there. I think this is fine how it is. Now I'm thinking that this metallic might be kind of nice to sort of, oh, like that, and like that, and like that. There we go. So there we go. It's getting there. It is definitely, definitely getting there. Oh, that's not dry. Okay, who else? Who else thinks, oh, I wonder if that's dry, poke, when really it doesn't look dry at all. Oh, okay. You meant use washi tape for holding up the paper. Yeah, I could. Yes, actually the reason I was not using washi tape is that it will end up being when I take it off, it would leave the gap. However, I think there's enough colour up there that it won't matter for the blank bits. So yes, I think I will use a bit of washi tape to hold the painting up. So there's one. There's two. Three. Four. Well, at least I can count. Yes, it's an undersea festival. Absolutely. It is so an undersea festival. See, look. It's an undersea festival. Oh dear. Right, enough hilarity. Let's get this show on the road. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit more gesso just to knock that back just a little bit more. Because I really want to have the bubbles and things at the forefront. And I quite fancy, excuse me, ooh, I know, I think some nice, oh no, I was going to say some blue, but that's not going to work. Okay, I think we're going to have to get out the titanium white. So I'm just going to put a little bit of titanium white out. And I am going to start with the big pouncer. And ooh. Okay. And I'm going to do that. Oh, hey, that's cool. I'm going to have to find a little bit more titanium white. There we go. So, right, just start to put these on randomly. Oh, hey, I'm liking this. There we go. Right. Just pop that in the water. Right, I'm going to go with some of that green. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to, oh, I like these. These are fun. Any of you guys use these? I just a regular wall paint roller. It's a brayer. It's made of rubber, and it's a mini one. I think I got it on Amazon, if memory serves me correctly. Right, there we go. That's actually better than I anticipated, and I've lost my green. Oh, here it's here. I'm going to put out some more of this light green. I like that light green because I have a plan. Well, it's not a big plan, but so I'm just putting. There we go. Hey! Yep, liking this. Liking this a lot. Oh, yep, small one. The small one. So you think pink. Okay, well we can go with pink, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put probably titanium white first, and then use the neocolors to actually put the color onto the bubbles. That's the plan anyway. So let me just get a little bit more titanium white out. And do the pouncers. There we go. I've got some overlapping as well. Which is kind of cool. There we go. Do you know, I'm really liking this. Really, really liking this. It's looking pretty cool, pretty awesome. I'm loving these. These are amazing. Just shoving them in water just now so that I don't end up with them all hard, and I will wash them properly later on. So I'm afraid it's going to be mute time again. So how's everybody doing? Is everybody having fun? Right, there we go. Now, you see, I need a stunt hands because anytime our Art Sherpa dries anything, stunt hands tells us that we need to keep our blowy machine on a low setting and make sure that it is constantly moving, because it's the air that's needed to dry it rather than the heat, because heat does affect the acrylics. Yes, I am so sorry. I didn't realize I had something open. So I am just going to, I'm going to mute that so that it doesn't keep happening. There's nothing worse than people's phones going off in the middle of meetings. Right, so this washi tape is kind of having a difficult time with this because the paper is warping a little bit, but that's what happens. I will just have to put it between some heavy books once it's done, and then take it from there. Okay, so the plan is I'm going to use the Neo colors, and I am going to carefully, well, as carefully as I can, go round the edge of the bubbles. Now I'm going to activate this going round. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to do the same with this one and all the other bubbles. So this should help them to stand out a bit. Trying not to lean on the wet paint. And the beauty with these is that you can do this as often or as little as you like. There we go. Now do you see how shading them like that gives them that little effect of 3D-ness? Gives the illusion. There we go. Oh, missed one. There we go. Oh, now that's really starting to come together. Tanya, I have a tip. Use the hairdryer on the back when finished on the front, and then it will bend back. Yes, that's another. Yes, that potentially. Yes, that's a good tip, Mona. Thank you. Right. Now, for these white ones, I am thinking we can use the purple and the pink. So we've got some different ones. So we'll go with the purple for the big ones and the pink for the little ones. Right. Okay. There we are. Add a little bit more water. And we're almost done. And as I said, you can do as much or as little as you like to it. There we go. That's that. So now for the pink. There we go. Hopefully I've not missed any. Oh, I have missed one. I've missed one up here. So I'll get the purple on that. Oh, I almost dipped the neon colour into the water. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you can actually do that with them as well. You can dip them in water and put them directly onto the paper. So April's saying, this is fantastic. Thank you. Okay, April's saying, if I don't have paint all over me when I'm done a piece, I'm missing something. Yes, yes, absolutely. So let's just get the bubbles finished. Okay, so this is the pink ones. I'm not sure if we can really differentiate between the pink and the purple, really. I mean, certainly both look really cool. Right. I'm thinking I might actually just add a little bit more green to some of these bubbles, but only some of them and just in some places. Because these are really good for layering. Well, certainly I've found that they've been good for layering. Particularly with acrylics. Right, there we go. Now, I'm thinking for the highlights, rather than using white, I'm thinking maybe using some of the is this the right size brush, I wonder? I think I've got a 2 somewhere, but I seem to have misplaced it, which is infuriating. Oh no, I haven't. Here, it's here. I found it. I've got the size 2, so I think I'll use the size 2 for this. And I'm going to use the acrylic gouache and just add a little bit of highlight. Just at the kind of top to the side, maybe. There we go. There we are. That's that. Now, because bubbles are kind of all sorts of colours and they pick up on all sorts of reflections, I'm actually adding a little bit of green to the bubbles. that need it. There we go. That's that. Now, I'm thinking maybe a little bit of blue now. How are we doing? I want to get rid of this brush. There we go. So a little bit of blue, just to add a bit of different colours, just to make them bubbly, as opposed to anything else. Because they do reflect off of stuff, so providing you just do it in sort of semicircly bits, then you know, kind of sort of shape it round. And it should be fine. There we go. So, guys, what do you think? Is there anything missing, do you think? Do you think there's anything more that I could potentially add to it? So, Megan, you're asking if Mona's on the design team. Unfortunately not. Although I think Mona would be fantastic. Oh, glitter. Oh, yes, glitter. Absolutely. Oh, now I do have glitter, but I think it's downstairs. I think it's downstairs in my desk. I definitely think that glitter is in order. Most definitely. Huh. Right. Now Megan says we'll wait. Okay. Watch this space. Just kid on, it's going. Right, guys, I'm back. Thank you for waiting for me. I have a bit of a dilemma because the glitter I was looking for is not where I thought it was. It's similar to this, but this one's not open, and I really, really don't want to open it when I don't have to, because I've already got one open. However, I did bring stickles instead. Oops. So stickles will have to do. Because I did think that they were here. But it's not. And I have absolutely no idea what on earth I've done with it. So it will have to be stickles. Now, yeah, I love stickles too, Mona. Did you hear me running down the stairs? Oh dear, that'll be funny for people watching on the playback, won't it? Right, now, I think I will just do more of a highlight rather than all of the rather than all of the I can't get my words out, bubbles. So then it just catches the light. That's next door starting to bang. They're doing renovations. I'm in a semi-detached house and they're doing renovations next door. So I've actually been quite lucky. I thought they were going to be much more active than they actually have been. So quite lucky that way. Okay, there we go. And that, oh, nope, I've missed some. Right, there we go. That is that. Now, what I'm going to do is find my, there we are. This is the size of an ATC. So as you can see, there should be some reasonable amount of bubbles in any one area. But potentially what I could do, and I think what I might do, is I picked up some bubble wrap and brought it through with me, and now I can't find it. There's a tissue paper. Oh, where is the bubble wrap? Ah, found it. Bubble wrap. Trusty, trusty bubble wrap. Just putting it down into a smaller piece. So I'm going to right. I'm going to stamp on some smaller bubbles. That doesn't really work, does it? Well, it does, but it's not what it's not really what I'm looking for. Okay, plan B. That's always, always a plan B. I'm going to dry off my smaller one And I'm going to dry off the middle size one, and I'm going to do some more bubbles. Are you guys okay for time? Yes, I do like bubble wrap. Oh, that's right. There we go. That's it. Right. So I'm going to swap it round a bit. I'm going to do the white ones in the middle size, and I'm going to do some light green ones in small size. So here's some titanium white. And hello to anybody who's come in. My apologies if I'm not picking up on the messages, because I am far away from the monitor that I can't actually see the messages, because I've got my glasses on to see, and when I look up, my eyes are, it's blurry. So okay. So yeah, I love the bubble wrap effect, but it just wasn't giving me bubble enough. So I'm going to actually specifically add more bubbles. So I'm going to use the middle size one, and do some, oops, one of my hairs in there. So I'm going to do some more bubbles. Because I can. Going to overlap this one, I think. There we go. So I'm just really just intensifying some of the bubbles, and I'm actually going to put in some more of the green here. And I'm going to put this back in the water so that it doesn't. I put down the green again. Oh, here, it's here. Oh, hi there, Ellie for Dreams. Thank you very much. Please post pics in the ATC group of one that you are sending later. Absolutely, April. Thank you so much for coming. Bye for now. You take care of yourself. And remember, you are an awesome, awesome creative Tartanite. So I'm just going to add some more bubbles in, because I can. And I love these. Oh, that's a bit of a skew whiff bubble. Oh, that's gone skew whiff as well. That's better. There we go. I really do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me like this. It's pretty awesome. Right, that's a little bit better, don't you think? I think we've got some more awesome, awesome bubbles that will end up in an ATC when we cut it down to size. Because I think it would have been difficult to get the randomness of the bubbles if we'd have gone just straight onto a small ATC. Right. We're missing some bubbles here. There we are. I think that's it. I think we've got enough bubbles now. Excellent. Okay, so back to the beginning. We need to dry this and get it all done. But in the meantime, I'm going to use the brush and I'm going to activate this that I put on earlier. So it looks like we've got some seaweed in our underwater festival. And I think what I might do is I might try and find a nice festival type quote. And I might add the quote once I've actually got the ATC cut out. So there we go. So how are we doing for time? So that we've got the seaweed that's kind of looking a little bit like streamers. We've got our bubbles, which is awesome anyway. Yes, Ellie for dreams. Pouncers. I've got the Art Sherpa Pouncers. Woohoo! Yes, I could use little erasers on the end of a pencil. However, I don't have any. But it's okay. I think the bubbles that we've got now are pretty awesome. So I'm just wanting to check how is everybody doing for time? Because obviously I'm going to have to dry these and I had hoped to show you me cutting them down, but I don't have to. I can leave that for another time. Oh, hi Nikki, thank you for joining. Now is it Ziki Hooper? Says I keep all my stuff where I can see it, everything out in the open so nothing can hide from me. Yeah, I have tried that as well, but things still manage to hide from me because I had obviously all my stuff out here and I still managed to put things down and then not be able to know what I've done with them, even though I haven't actually been anywhere. Megan says, I put my stuff in a place that I will remember and then I forget where to put it. Yes, that's exactly me. That's exactly what I do. Okay, I'm just going to pop me on mute because I'm going to do my little drying. Maybe Mona, you can pop in the comments if you don't mind about the safety aspects of drying acrylics with a hairdryer. Okay, so, and I'm back. And I'm just going to do what I did before, which is add the green round the outside of the green ones. And hopefully I won't miss any. There we go. I think that's that. And we will go with some purple. With the white ones. There we go. Might just add in a little bit more in here. There we are. And oh, there we go. There's a small one. And once again, I'm just going to activate the colours in the bubbles around the edges. There we are. Oops, a bit too much water in my brush. But that's okay. Right. Lastly, it's the green ones. I really love using the neocolors, I have to say. These are absolutely fantastic over acrylics. They are great. I like using them for portraits. And just while I've seen this here, I'm just going to activate that as well. And hopefully I haven't missed any. I've actually missed this one. There we go. So yes, it's they're really, really good for over acrylics, as you can see. There we go. Now I'll still have a little bit of yellow out, and because it's on my Stay Wet palette, it's still wet. So I'm just going to go round. There's one I've missed. And there's another one I've missed. And I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow in places. Because bubbles are, after all, colourful and they pick up all the reflections. And I'm just going to pop back in, and I'm going to use the blue. Like so. There we go. There we are. I think that's it. I know I saw one that I missed earlier on. There we are. There it's there. And that's us. I think we can call it done, other than the rest of the glitter. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a solitary one up here that is lacking. It's lacking some reflection. There we go. There we are. I think I can call it done. Hey! I think I can call it done. I'm just going to add some glitter now onto the bubbles that I've just done. There we go. There we go. Oh, missed one. There we are. I think that's them. Oh no, I've not. I've missed this one. Right. I think that is definitely it. There we have an underwater bubble festival. The fish would absolutely love it. So let me just pop back here. There we are. Hi guys. So, oh. Yay. Some real Texas snowflakes in Scotland. I just have to protect my my keyboard there. So that is us. We are now finished. There we go. Oh, no, maybe a bit too, yeah, that's better. That is the ATCs. It's a very large ATC. But that's because there are multiple. So there we have it. We have a very large, and I did have an ATC somewhere. There we go. So if I cut it down into ATC size, there's going to be lots of really cool things. So I would love to be able to do it, but it's going to take a little while for the glitter, the stickles to dry. In the meantime, is there any questions that anybody has for the unicorn? Does anybody have any questions about the process, any of the tools that I have used? I have been using Carbon Dash Neocolor. I have used Holbein acrylic gouache. I have used the Art Sherpa Pouncers. I have used the Art Sherpa Bright size 2 and size 4. Is there any questions? Any questions at all? And for everybody who has joined me today, a very big Scottish welcome to you guys. Thank you very much for coming and being a creative Tartanite with me. This has been an absolute blast. This has been a fun Friday. I am going to be aiming to do Fun Friday videos every Friday. They're not all going to be live because I work shifts and I sometimes work on a Friday, so I can't always come live. Mona's asking, will you share the ATC on Instagram later? Yes, I will, absolutely, without a doubt. I will be sharing the ATCs later on Instagram. I am more than happy to have cut them if it wasn't for the fact that I had used stickles. I've just stuck my finger on it and I've ended up with glitter all over it. So maybe I should have cut them first, then stuck the glitter on, but never mind. The plan is that I'm going to use one of these. This is a paper cutter. I simply lift this up. I have a measuring there. You stick that down and you run the blade down. So you hold the paper, hold this down so that it doesn't move, and you run the blade down. Simple as that. ATCs are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Now, I could cut the paper die. Oh, I've been yabbering on and no sound. You're probably thinking, yay, having a party all to yourself because I've gone quiet. Okay, I will start again. I don't know how I managed to mute myself. Right, I will start again. There are different ways. This is A4. Yes, it is. It's A4, I think. I'll tell you what, I'll get the I'll get the box. I'll get the book. This is the paper that I have used. It's the Langton, and it is by Dalla Rowney. It's £140, hot press watercolour. It is quite thick, so it's really good quality. It's 12 by 9 inches. And as I was saying earlier on, there are different ways in which you can cut it. You can simply start to measure it from the edge and cut 2.5 strips and then cut 3.5 inches, or the other way around. It depends on what way you want to do, because it could be that way as well that you want to do it. Or you can get you an ATC size template. You can find where it is that you actually want to cut out, and you can place the ATC on it, draw around it, and cut it out like that. So there are different ways in which you can cut your ATC. I have not decided yet what way I'm going to cut it. What I might do actually is I might do a recorded video to pop up at some point, just to show me actually cutting it and showing the different ways again. I would like to, if I may, just show you these. These are artworks that I have added onto Redbubble. I have a shop on Redbubble, and they are currently available as stickers. Now, these are pretty awesome, actually, I have to say. But I'm just thinking that the one thing that you might really appreciate is the Art Sherpa unicorn has been added. So let me see if I can I don't know if this will work. I'm hoping it will work. Now let me know if that works for you guys. Thank you, Nikki. That's helpful information for everybody. It really depends, I guess, on whether or not you want to have your ATCs up and down the way or across the way. So good job with the math. Yes, definitely. So yeah, as I said, you know, you are going to, I've just dropped, there we go. You can either do it 3 of them along that way, so either that way or that way. It really depends on your personal choice. When you're doing it that you've already done it on a big paper and then cutting it down, then it really depends on where you actually want your ATC. I mean, it could be that you might decide that you only want one area for your ATC, and that's the bit that you cut out. So it really is down to personal choice and whether or not you want it that direction, upside down, whatever way you want to cut it. Hi, Sean. Hi there. Thanks for joining us today. I've literally just finished, so I'm now at the question and answer stage. So if anybody has any further questions that they would like to ask, please do so. I've just popped a link for my Redbubble shop, because I have the Art Sherpa unicorn has been added there. So there's all sorts of lovely goodies that you can buy. Mona has just put up the link for the artsherpa.com for the ATC group. The ATC group, you can either join in free by sending an international stamp with one ATC. However, there's also a paid option, and the paying option is the money is only for the postage. It is charged to be able to cover the postage, and you can send up to 2 cards. If you're a paid member, you are in with a chance of actually getting in return an ATC by any of the Art Sherpa design team. And all the Art Sherpa design team are myself, Tartantaz Creates. We have Ian, the Off-Kilter Crafter. We have Fancy Nancy, who is also a member of the team. And we also have Mark, who is MWB Arts, and it is absolutely heaving with rain outside. Sorry, I just got distracted. And we also have another Stephanie who does hers on Twitch only. And I'm sure because I've got distracted, I have actually forgotten somebody. Stephanie is Deliberately Creative. That's who I missed. So we've got 2 Stephanies. And Mona is just putting up the links for all the other Art Sherpa design team members. So if you are interested in seeing anything else that the other guys are doing, then go check them out. I know that Ian, the Off-Kilter Crafter, is doing a live session next week. And I have seen some hints and things on the interweb, and it's going to prove to be a fun session, I think, given what has been said. Nikki is asking me, do I speak Gaelic? No, I don't. I've never learned. I know one song in Gaelic, but I do not actually speak it, unfortunately. And the song that I know is really kind of a little bit like a nursery rhyme, so it's something that I learned when I was a little girl, and it's something about peas pudding hot and peas pudding cold, and it's one of those things that you sing over and over, and as you keep singing it, you get faster and faster and faster. So it's a bit of a tongue twister as well. So so hopefully that answers your question, Nikki. Nikki's saying, ooh, I love Ian. Yes, Ian is absolutely fab, isn't he? He's so fun, and I love the fact that he is more of a crafter rather than an artist. Although he is an artist in itself, but more of a crafter than a painter, perhaps. But then having said that, okay, I take that back. That's not strictly true, is it? Because he does paint too. He's painted with the Art Sherpa. You know, I mean, what more can you ask for? He has actually painted with the Art Sherpa. And that was a fun video to watch when he was doing his dragon and his orange sunset sky. So Nikki's saying, ooh, that's why you couldn't read my rabbit's name. It's from Outlander. Ah, okay, yes, probably why. Peas pudding in the pot 9 days old, yes. But I think it's something to do with like porridge rather than peas pudding. I said peas pudding earlier on, but I actually meant to say porridge. So it goes something along the lines of Bruchen laun, Tanach laun, Bruchen laun, Masu, Bruchen laun, Tanach laun, Bruchen laun, Masu, Bruchen laun, Tanach laun, Bruchen laun, Masu, she Bruchen laun, she Tanach laun, she Bruchen laun, Masu. And you just keep singing and getting faster and faster and faster to the point where you get to the point where you're like, broken line, talk line, broken line, zoo, broken line, talk line, broken line, zoo, broken line, talk line, broken line, zoo, broken line, talk line, broken line, zoo. Ta-da! Yes, it is a real tongue twister. It is. So before I say ta-ta, is there any other questions? And if you're watching on the replay and you have got to this point, you are absolute stars. Thank you so much. I've got some details in the description below. What else do I need to say? I'm trying to think. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I really don't think I've forgotten anything. Mona's been keeping me right. She's been posting all the links to all the other Art Sherpa design team members. And I hope you have had fun. As I said earlier on, I plan to do hopefully upload every Friday. I might try going live if I'm off. If I'm working, I will have to have a video recorded, and it will be Fun Friday. So it will be along the lines of either mixed media, or I might do a tutorial on digital art, because I have literally just started doing some digital art, which is fun. And because I'm such a beginner, I have a beginner's head on, which probably puts me in a good position to actually do a beginner's guide to digital art, and the absolute minimum that you actually need to be able to create some digital art. So that is something that I thought would be fun to do, and I've been looking at how to actually do it. So I've actually been checking to make sure that I know how to record my screen, and Mona is saying yes, some digital art. Fantastic. So I guess that just really leaves me to say thank you so much for watching. You guys are absolutely amazing. Nikki says, my sister is amazing at digital art. Sherpa featured one of her pieces recently. That is awesome. That is really cool, Nikki. That is fantastic. Ellie for Dreams has said that this was fun, Tanya. Thank you for sharing with us. We love you. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love you too. And I remember, guys, you are all creative Tartanites. Okay? Don't ever let anybody tell you differently. Whether you are a fine artist, or you're a crafter, or you are a bit of everything, you are all awesome creative Tartanites. Oh, and Mona's saying you got me to get back to Kita, and now I'm fiddling with it a little. Yes, Tartanites. You are most welcome. So I look forward to the next live session. I promise I will start to try and be a little more proactive with actually organizing an event before the time, so that I can let everybody know when I'm going live a little bit sooner than just half an hour beforehand. I'm just, I guess I'm just not, I'm afraid to schedule an event and then something happen and not be able to turn up. I would rather be consistent, but I guess I have to feel that fear and do it anyway. So take care, everybody, and I hope to see you all back here really soon, and I will do my best to schedule events from here on in. I guess it's about learning how to actually make sure that I've got everything running and I know exactly what I need to do and when I need to do it. So artsy hugs, creative sparkles to everybody. Take care. From one creative Tartanite to another. Bye.